The art world runs on relationships, not just talent, not just effort, not just Instagram followers. Artists don't just get discovered. Collectors don't just magically develop taste. Galleries don't just find you. Someone introduces you, someone recommends you, someone gives you the tools to grow. And that someone almost always comes from your community. We know that. We've covered that. And today, I'm giving you the exact steps I use to navigate the art world and build GloryLand. And you can start using those same tools today. This is for artists, collectors, curators, arts enthusiasts, and art lovers. This one's for you. If you've ever looked at the art world and thought, I need a new way of approaching this, how do I really connect? How do I get into different spaces, the room where those things are happening? I'm gonna break it all down. These are the exact steps I use to navigate this space, to build my career, and to build GloryLand. This is not me just preaching and being super preachy and teaching. These are reminders to myself as well. So these are also things that I'm going to reinvigorate and continue to be in practice of. When I first started, I would walk into a room cold with no plan, and I didn't have any names in mind of who could be in the room. I would walk into a room, just me, alone, and enter a sea of people who didn't know me, and I didn't know them. I showed up cute, so I would leave with sore feet and nothing to show for it. No conversations that really stuck, no conversations that really mattered. No one who would actually remember me the next day. Then I learned about relationship mapping. Now, I walk in knowing exactly who has the possibility of being there, which artists I want to meet, which collectors are actively collecting, which curators are shaping the shows, and which cultural leaders can open doors and that I could also give value to. I know the conversations happening in the room before I even arrive. Conversations about representation, about funding, about breaking into markets. And I realized, though I would love to make my way around the room and give love and receive love from everyone, we just don't have the capacity for that. And so I realized I don't need to meet everyone. One or two genuine connections that lead somewhere, that's a successful event. Even if I'm not there to necessarily meet anyone, even if I'm there to see the art only and to observe and listen to a panel, I go in with purpose. What am I looking for? What am I learning? What will I take away and use later? Listen, I learned that my time is valuable, and so is yours. And if I'm in the room, I'm there to leave with value, and I'm there to leave value. Relationship mapping is knowing who will be in the room, what they care about, and how you can connect in a way that matters. Connecting with artists whose work inspires you, collectors who are actively building their collections and you're curious about their collections, curators shaping exhibitions and you appreciate their point of view, cultural leaders opening doors. It means understanding the conversations that they're having and that they're interested in about funding and market access, and spotting moments before they're offered, studio visits, collaborations, commissions. I want to say this isn't about using people. It's about finding where your interests naturally overlap, so connections feel real, not forced. When I started building GloryLand, my baby right now, I mapped the community by going to events, sitting in panels and listening, and taking calls with artists and collectors and community leaders. If you've ever told me your challenges, I've kept track. GloryLand is a direct response to the challenges I've heard a room full of people talk about. It's a direct response to the conversations that I hear over and over and over again. It's a direct response to the opportunities I hear people wish they had. So I want to give you guys 3 actions to build your map. Number 1, research who's likely to be in the room. Know their role and know their influence. Number 2, identify the conversations that they're invested in right now. Number 3, go in with a plan for how you can connect authentically. Now, I am not by any means telling you to be so strategic that you are inauthentic. I'm telling you to read the room. We all know the saying, read the room. Reading the room is understanding the space in which you're stepping into and being prepared for that. These are things that we know. These are things that we've heard over and over and over again. And it's actually just strategic communication, intentional communication, having intention and understanding your direction. You guys hear me say that all the time. Okay, I hope you guys wrote that down. Keep that in mind when you go to an event. Now I want to move on to step 2. Find the connectors. Find the connectors. Connectors are the people who link everyone else. They introduce artists to collectors, collectors to curators, curators to cultural leaders. And depending on the room is going to depend on the connector. Sometimes I'm the connector in the room. A lot of times I'm the connector in the room. A lot of times I go into rooms and my colleague Jordan is the connector in the room. And he connects everyone in the room. Everyone knows him to be that. You have to know the connector, know your place in the room, and find the connector in the room. Who is in that room that is actually responsible for connecting everyone to everyone? There's always that one person in every single room you walk into. The connector is there all the time, okay? The connector is always in the room. Find the connector. These people may not be the star of the room, but they're the ones who can open multiple doors for you. And sometimes the person you meet today will be the person introducing you tomorrow. So I know it sounds strategic, but it's also extremely genuine. And let me tell you why. Most connections happen because we click with someone or share common interests. And when you share that with a connector, collaboration flows naturally. It's to the benefit of everyone. I was at an exhibition opening and a curator introduced me to 3 different collectors. Those connections are still active today because I sought out the people who create bridges. And not only did I seek them out, I am often the person that creates bridges. So it's not inauthentic because the person that I lean on to connect me, I am also the connector for them at some point during another event, the year, whether it's on Instagram, whether it's at a live event, I am sometimes the connector. And so you have to know when is it time for you to be a connector and when is it time for you to lean on another connector. But make sure you always pay it forward. So here are your 3 actions to find connectors. Notice who is moving between groups and making introductions. It's obvious. It's always obvious. Spend time in conversation with them. Follow up with them to nurture the relationship beyond the event. Let me keep it really candid with you. This is your career, okay? You're building your career. So if you don't have some type of intention in building your career, then I think that there's an issue there somewhere. And I think where a lot of people get kind of caught up is feeling inauthentic in this and feeling like I'm talking to this person for a reason, or the person being talked to feeling like they're being talked to for a reason. Well, we're all talking to one another. We're all networking. We're all in this space wanting to connect and wanting to add value to the next person. If you talk to the connector, if you find that connector and you genuinely feel that you will add value to that person and to whoever they connect you to, then by all means, get on the same page with them. Now, if you can't sit back and find your value, if you didn't map your value out before you got in the room, if you don't understand your own value proposition and you're not really confident in that, that's a totally different story. But when you understand your value proposition and then you also understand theirs, connecting with the connector is always genuine because you two will add value to one another and it will be reciprocal. You will be the connector one day. They will be the connector another day. Okay, so let's go into step 3. Be remembered for how you made them feel. People remember moments and stories more than they remember resumes. Absolutely. Trust me, unless your resume is that memorable. This isn't about rehearsing a pitch, okay? It's about letting genuine curiosity guide you. I want to give you guys a story. I was at an exhibition not too long ago. I actually told you guys about it last week. David McGee was one of the artists. And I saw one of his artworks with a nunchuck in it. And I told him, my weapon of choice is a nunchuck. I keep a pair in my glove compartment. And I was absolutely telling him the truth. He laughed and said that story would now be attached to that artwork forever. And he asked me if he could share that story. Of course, I said, yeah. I want you guys to get my drift here. That wasn't a tactic. It was a genuine exchange. And if he forgets my name, he'll remember that story and he'll remember that moment. And I'll be able to lean into that story and lean into that moment to help him remember me. Now, here are 3 action steps to be memorable. Share a personal, true connection to their work or to their story. Be fully present in that moment and leave them with something only you could give. Step 4, follow up before the moment cools. Okay, you got 48 hours. That's it. That's what you have. You have 48 hours before you become a blur. Okay, following up is not being pushy. It is keeping a good conversation alive. All right, keep the conversation going. Keep the conversation going. When you made a genuine connection, keep it alive. Many of the people coming to GloryLand are people that I met at other events and I followed up with, or someone that I followed up with after a great conversation or a great email exchange, someone that I kept in touch with. Sometimes following up is just a quick note saying things like, it was so good to meet you. Other times it's suggesting that we continue the conversation. I really love talking to you. I really love what you believe in. I feel like we really align. Do you want to go to happy hour? Would you like to grab some lunch? You know, you have to do that. And that might or might not lead to anything. Follow up. Reach out within 48 hours. Reference something specific. Tell them why you want to meet. Tell them why you're following up. I'm not saying every time you meet somebody, sometimes you might feel convicted and a conviction that they didn't feel, and then they never hit you back. I also want to encourage y'all not to take that personal. I had a conversation with someone not too long ago about not taking things like that personal. You can't take like that personal. And the reason why is because you have to believe in yourself. And this is something that I follow. This is my philosophy. You have to believe in yourself so much that you don't take it personal, that they don't reach back out to you. But you know somewhere in the future, they will. And you can't use that against them. It can't be vengeance. It's that maybe right now y'all aren't on the same page. Maybe you guys are not on the same page. And in the future, you have to have that confidence and you have to have that wherewithal to reach back out again when you feel like it's time. And I say that from experience. I do that all the time. Do you know how many people I reach out to that don't reach back out to me? And fast forward 2 years later, 3 years later, or whatever, I have a really great connection with them. And I've actually never reminded them that we've met before because it's not important. We were not aligned the first time we met. We found alignment later on. And that alignment has to be good on both ends. Okay, so step 5, keep showing up. You don't get into the art world or any world by waiting for an invitation. You get in by showing up again and again and again. It's not about attending everything. It's about showing up where your presence and your participation actually matters. So let me give you a quick story. I almost didn't go to the event where I met the people planning Untitled. That one night led to 7 more connections and ultimately to GloryLand. So I want to give you guys 3 actions to stay present. Keep attending big fairs, small talks, artist gatherings. And I want you to apply steps 1 through 4 every single time. You have to stay top of mind. I just also had a conversation with someone that I reached out to that stays top of mind. And the tactic that he implements in staying top of mind for me is through his social media. He posts often and it doesn't feel aggressive. And because of that, he has stayed at the top of my mind. I couldn't forget him if I wanted to. And I mentioned that to him because it's so amazing to see people do it and to see them do it right. So stay top of mind, keep showing up. And when you show up, make sure to repeat steps 1 through 4 over and over and over again. I promise you, I can guarantee you it will pay off. Okay, so I know I've been saying GloryLand, GloryLand, GloryLand. Well, you might not know what GloryLand is, so I'm going to tell you. GloryLand is a 3-day experience for artists, collectors, for curators, for art lovers, for art enthusiasts to get in the same room and get on the same page. It's time for us, this community, to meet, to be in person, to learn from one another, to engage with one another, to share a drink with one another. This is our moment to do that. So let me break it down to you. I'm partnering with Untitled Art Houston and Hotel Saint Augustine, as well as Houston Arts Alliance, to put on GloryLand. I'm so excited about it because it's going to allow us to be in the same room, be in the same space, learn from industry experts, learn from collectors who have spent their life collecting, learn from investors, learn from gallery owners that we all know and that we all admire via these panels that we will have at GloryLand. So get this. So on Friday, September 19th, here's the day, okay? We will have 2 panels. One panel is called Art is Power, Are You Using Yours? And the second panel is titled Don't Just Buy Art, Build Wealth. Those panels, I want to encourage y'all, bring your notebook. Bring your notebook. You're going to need your notebook. You're going to want to bring your notebook and you're going to write all the notes that you can. You're going to take them back and you're going to read those notes over and over and over again, and you're going to apply them. This is a space that we're bringing these industry experts, collectors, gallery owners, advisors into conversation with one another to share their insights with you. Okay. Not only that, we're going to be touring the fair together. We're touring the fair together. Untitled Art Houston. We're going to come together in a group and we're going to tour the fair. We're going to talk to the gallerists. We're going to ask questions. We're going to look at art. And you guys are going to get a real indication on how to travel and traverse through a fair with me, okay? I'm so excited to do this with y'all. And that evening, Friday, September 19th, we're still there. It's a busy day. We're going to have a social hour at Hotel Saint Augustine. Now, I know that sounds like a lot, but I got something planned for y'all for Saturday night too. We're going to be on the 24th floor of the most historic building in Houston, Texas, overlooking the city skyline. And we're going to be partying and networking and making sure we seal the deal and close the deal on the people that we have met over the weekend that we want to continue to have connections with. I'm inviting you to do all of the steps we just talked about, to come into the room, meet people, connect with people, network with people, have fun, share a story, learn from one another and share and give value and receive value. And we're doing all of that at GloryLand. You guys, so I want to give you a POV. I want you to picture this. You walk into GloryLand and you already know the type of people that are in the room. You see the artists you've been following for months. They introduce you to a collector who shares how they built their beautiful collection. In the panel room, you see Joy Simmons, you see Aisha Salden, you see Richard Beavers, you see Lester Marks. They're talking about how their art is power, and you're taking notes that you can use immediately. Later, you're on a guided tour of Untitled Art with me, meeting gallerists, asking questions, and seeing work that shifts your perspective. You end the night at Hotel Saint Augustine, drinking your hand, trading ideas with people who get it. That's relationship mapping in action. The very next evening we meet again, another opportunity to form a deeper connection, to listen and to learn and to share. And it's all in one beautiful, beautiful weekend. GloryLand isn't just an event. It's a room full of the artists, collectors, curators, and cultural leaders you have been trying to reach, and they have been trying to reach you. And it's going to be filled with panels, tours, conversations, connections, all in one weekend. You walk in ready and you leave changed. And I'm for real on that, okay? I'm for real on that. I've gone to events where I have left changed, and this is what I want that to be for you. So, okay, guys, I want y'all to follow the link in the description, go to GloryLand, and get your ticket, because the tickets are already selling and they're limited. It can't be too many people. So I want you guys to use this as an opportunity. If you're on my email list, you've already received a 25% discount. But for you guys, I'm going to go ahead and offer you a discount on those tickets. You got to get them within 48 hours of this video. Okay, so use this as your opportunity to go ahead and get your tickets. Your code is going to be GloryLand. 15. Glory 15. And I cannot wait to see y'all at GloryLand. I'm so excited. I'm so blessed. And I hope that GloryLand is a place where you can put all the things that we have learned together into action. I hope that you come inspired, and I hope that you leave inspired. And I hope that it is life-changing. Okay? Anyway, y'all, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And I want y'all to keep front of mind that glory is a process and that we are in process. We are in progress. Okay? Glory does not just happen overnight. It happens day by day. Day by day, we put this work in. And if I'm putting the work in, I know you putting the work in. GloryLand didn't just pop up. It came from God, an idea, and it was nurtured, and it's still being built, but we can't execute it without you. We can't have success without you. We need you. I need you. And I'm leaning into you. And I really, really hope to see you there. Thank y'all so much. I'll see y'all soon. Peace.